Look at that shit. Yep. Hey, I'll get there eventually, guys.
Don't worry, dude.
Oh shit. Okay. Let's see.
Here, I'll just plug it in that way.
Yeah, leave it. Leave it. All right, are we streaming, Jose?
I'm checking right now.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, well, I can hear the phone vibrating in your holster.
Oh yeah, I'll log off. I mean, I don't
no.
want it to.
You're good.
Keep it on for a minute. Stay there. It's fun.
Okay. If you insist. I had to hobnob with the executives tonight. I actually got about a half-hour conversation with. I mean, I think we have like 4 presidents, but I got to hang out with one of them for a while tonight, so
that's cool.
It was worth it.
And you still have your job?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I mean, he didn't tell me to get the fuck out of here. I told him, all right, Mike, Michael, it was nice hanging out with you. I'm going to go grab another beer because it was like getting to that point where, all right, it's a little awkward. And he said, yeah, go ahead. So he could have told me, get the fuck out of here. And he didn't.
I mean, you're on a first name. Hey, Mike, like not Mr. Michael or
Mr. St. Clair.
Yeah, Mr. St. Clair or
Mr.
Mr. Papa Giorgio.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not saying he knew my name or anything. I knew his.
When he walked away, he looked at the guy to the left. Who the fuck was that?
Who the fuck was that guy?
Yeah.
Does
that guy work here?
That guy? And it was Tim's brother. So I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. But whatever. We'll find out.
And Tim's like, yeah, I don't know who that guy is either.
Tim didn't even make it. That's why he came to our table. He was looking for Tim. I'm like, he didn't make it tonight, but I'm here. And then I think that made him feel obligated to stay for a while. So we'll see how that goes.
That's funny.
All right.
Who the fuck are you?
3, 2, 1. All right, it is Tuesday at 6:30, and as you can see, most of us know where we're supposed to be on a Tuesday night at 6:30 because we're
Matt's
all...
getting water.
Trail chasers! Yeah! Woo!
Oh, shit. If you're watching the live feed right now, you could see Matt sitting on the, the 10 freeway? What freeway are you on?
I wish it was the 10, Cody. This is the fucking 91.
Oh,
sucks.
no.
Yeah, dude.
Oh, Matt's just left a work function on the and heading to the studio. I'm gonna bet that we're gonna be done recording before he gets here.
I don't know, dude. All I need is a couple of clear lanes for just a fraction of a mile or whatever to get up to 88 miles an hour, and that's when the time travel starts. So we'll see.
Are you gonna be able to fast track it?
I just fast-tracked over the hill, so to get onto the 91. So you might be right. I don't know.
We'll yeah, for those of you that aren't Southern California natives, the 91 freeway is the equivalent of the California,
Hell on Earth.
California DMV.
It's where they send dreams to die.
if Beelzebub had a road, that's the 91 freeway. I think
exactly. See, Valerie in the chat site. That's the freeway nightmares are made of.
Yes, Val is 100% correct. It's a shit show. So he called and said.
So if you guys are on YouTube Live, you can watch my driving right now. I got the camera.
Oh shit! You're about to hit that Prius.
Yeah, dude, he's cutting people off, mother effing people.
Oh god. This is how I
drive.
I want you to stay on. I want you to stay on because it's just it's gonna be like totally dead quiet, and all of a sudden Matt's gonna be cursing the. Holy crap! Speaking of cursing the shit out of people. We did a family photo shoot this weekend on Sunday, and the park was in Diamond Bar, and my dad got lost. The GPS in my mom's truck sent them the wrong direction, and
what kind of car was that?
It was a Ford. So my mom calls, and she's like, "Where are you at?" So I'm looking at the map, got them on speakerphone, trying to guide them back to the park, and the whole time you can just hear my dad mother effing everybody in the road, screaming.
Yeah, he goes,
like,
"That stupid bitch on the freaking truck."
Yes.
Hey, he said, she said to make a right, and then it's on the right. I think he heard right.
Yeah.
And she said right, left.
Yeah. So he was convinced that bitch in the car was trying to kill him, and he was not having it at all. It was.
Was that's Betty Ford, right? That's the Betty Ford we always know about. We always keep hearing about that.
Betty Ford. Betty is the name of the navigation system in the Ford. Sure. So, are you, Matt? Are you gonna hang out, or are you gonna participate, or what?
Yeah, no, as long as it's not like too annoying, as long as I'm not any more annoying than I normally am, I'll hang out.
Shai says you sound better on the iPhone than you do in studio.
Oh, okay, that makes sense then.
Maybe you should just make this.
I'll just start recording.
Yeah.
Every week I'll just start doing it from traffic.
Well, what's interesting is 30 seconds ago
we're going to go live to Matt on the 91.
Yes. 30 seconds ago you changed 2 lanes to get in the fast lane. Now you're back down to lane number 2. Like how's that going?
No, dude. You want to know the strategy is like right here, if you guys are familiar, this is like Green Valley, and this is where you could jump back into the carpool lane or exit or whatever. That usually creates like a jam over in those far and the fast lanes. That's the 1 and 2 lane, people. 1 and 2 starts from your left. So those lanes, yes, exactly. And that's where usually there's some traffic there, people trying to get in and out. And what I've learned is you got to get down low, go around that traffic, ride behind those trucks a little bit, then you can jump back over, get back into those 1-2 lanes, and haul ass again.
If you're listening to the Trail Chasers podcast, and now here's a traffic update.
Yeah, here's a traffic news report.
If you're right though, right at Green River, you get over to the slow lane because everybody's messing around with that in and out of the fast track. And you can usually because once you get past the Green River on-ramp, you can get into that next right lane to jump on the 71. Are you going to take the 71 or the 15?
I think it's telling me go to the 15. So that's I'm always likely, I'm going to go with the high speed potential. There's I'm hoping once I get to
you could haul ass on the 71.
Talk about California.
For a minute, but then I got to go through Pine. I got to go through Corona and all that crap. I think once I get through here, I'm back to hauling ass at full speed.
Well,
watch this.
This is so exciting watching Matt almost die.
This is.
We're gonna
because there's no way I'm gonna get hurt sitting here in my chair.
Right now, listeners, you're gonna hear live what it sounds like
to get pulled over
when an airbag deploys in a Nissan Frontier, because that's about to go down, and that shit is about to go down.
Hey, look, I doubt that airbag works because, especially the last time that jump that Nicole followed me on, and nothing exploded, and I'm pretty sure I jumped off like a 3-foot drop or something, and I doubt that it functions at this point.
The airbag or the truck all together?
Oh, the truck works great. The truck you can't beat it. But yeah, so I'm going to bypass the 71 there. Look at this semi right here. Like, what's this guy, what's that guy's deal? I thought he was going to come over into my lane.
Yeah.
All right, you guys continue. If you guys want, I'll mute myself.
Yeah, do that, and you can chime in. You can chime in when you want.
Just have a random fucking video of someone driving through a freeway.
I am so intrigued because I'm convinced he's gonna die on air. It's alive on live YouTube. He's gonna die. All right, so let's kick it off with the weekend. We started Saturday. Mute yourself, Mike, Matt.
I'm trying to do 80 miles an hour and look for the mute button at the same time.
We do not condone this behavior here at the Trail Chasers podcast.
Do not do what Matt does.
I found it.
So Saturday we had the first Bear Valley Overland and Trail Chasers. Well, I guess it was mostly a Bear Valley Overland run. We just kind of participated in it.
There was a good showing from the Trail Chasers community.
Mm-hmm. So we started at Pappy and Harriet's in Pioneer Town, and I think everybody was a little bit surprised when there ended up being 21 vehicles and a military 6x6.
I saw that.
Dude, we have to talk about
badass.
that thing. It's so badass.
It just needed to leave that ramp at home.
Yeah. I told him that he needed to bob the tail, and he said no. He extended it and put the ramp on it.
No, the length was fine. It was the girth.
Yeah, a lot of girth. I'm neither.
I wouldn't know what you're talking about.
Can't participate in that conversation. So started at Pappy and Harriet's and did just the main run, the main road all the way up to Big Bear. There was a group from the SoCal Gladiators that Adam shared the post online on Instagram, and some of the guys from the SoCal Gladiators showed up. They ended up breaking off and doing Sidewinder, which is a harder trail that parallels the main road there. And then they
the one guy shows up on 40s in a Gladiator Rubicon. It's like, this is a dirt road, right?
Yeah. He's like, yeah, that's why. Oh, that's why I brought my 40s.
Yeah. But there was a lot of people there. There was. I'm going to bring up some pictures here. We had. It was 22, right? 22 people.
I can't remember if it was 20 plus the 6x6 or 21 plus the 6x6.
Okay.
That and they're just rigs. That like almost every rig had at least two people in it.
Yeah. Yeah.
There was a few solos.
Let's see. So we had. We had a couple.
Probably closer to 35 people at least.
We had a couple of guys, new guys that we hadn't met yet, and a really well built Chevy Z71 Overland rack. He did really well on the trail, much better than Chris and his Jeep, his Chevy.
You see the size of that dude's tent?
Yeah, because he's got a full size truck he could put it on.
Yeah.
Your buddy John, Scott Wolfesteig showed up. Our buddy Scott, Corey's truck. I don't remember who was in the white Rubicon.
Joe
that
K.
was just
Joe K was the other white Rubicon. Joe K, which was so good to see Joe. We haven't seen him since he moved. He's back in town for a while, so we got to hang out with him for the day. That was great.
That white Rubicon, Cody.
Yeah.
So we posted the winners of our golf, guess our golf score, whatever. And one of the winners happened to be Susan's old neighbor, and so we tagged her on the post, and then she tagged that girl in that same post saying, hey, check these guys out. So we hit her up. Hey, come on this run. So.
Okay. That's cool. Let's see. Like I said, Joe K, Chris was there in his Duramax.
Has he done anything to that truck since Mojave?
No.
Who, Chris?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did he fix his DEF tank?
No.
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 But we do have a good option for a skid now. We found a good beefy skid to put on it now.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
And I was giving him shit the whole time because he was right slow and he was cautious and worried the whole time. So I was giving him shit the whole time. Eric and Angie were there in the Power Wagon. Good to see them again.
Awesome.
Let's see, my truck. Jose's boss was there. Adam was there. And then the 6x6. And so let's Case, I want to talk about the Frontier because this is now this is the third trip on the Ironman suspension, the second trip on the Iron,
at least the third,
fourth, whatever. It's the third time I've been out with you, but this is the second trip with the Ironman suspension and the Ironman rooftop tent. You and I had some conversation on Saturday about, the direction you could go with the truck from here.
Mm-hmm.
35s, high speed, 35s on a rock crawler, or high speed, or overland, or
Not a rock crawler, but
you know what I'm saying? Like,
more better clearance.
So first, as it sits today, how would you feel about the truck?
I could leave it alone. I mean, I want to upgrade the lighting.
Mm-hmm.
There's like little things, but like the overall build, like it's good to go. I don't need to do anything to it to do the type of stuff that we normally do. You know what I mean? There's like things I've done that I've like questioned if I could have done it different, or if there's still a way to go back and change it to make it different. But overall, I mean, I don't see how, like, why I would need to really do anything to it. A tuner would be good, or like the pedal commander or something like that. But like drastic changes, I don't know. Like, what else? I don't think there's anything major I want to do to it besides put it on 35s.
Yeah. Corey put his Colorado on 35s, and it looks great. It made me think about 35s on the Ranger, but I don't know that, because I think to do 35s on the Ranger, I'd have to go fiberglass fenders.
Probably.
You don't think you can just throw a spacer on the front coilover, like a 1 inch, inch and a quarter spacer,
and fender? You would have to trim the fender.
Yeah, I'd have to, even with a spacer, I'd have to trim.
Well, you probably have to, if you change out the bumper, put like a bumper like mine on it, and then you'd have to clearance just behind the front wheel. I don't think the rear is going to be an issue.
His rear is always an issue.
My rear.
Yeah, that's true.
I'll tell you about the issues with my rear. I'm thinking of the back side of the wheel well on the front tires.
Behind the front tires,
Behind the front tires.
Yeah, you might have to do some clearancing there.
We had to cut out that crash bar just for the 33s.
Well, that was just part of the lift, I thought. Yeah, that was part of the lift. It says to take those out.
Yeah, well, take those out because at full turn you would hit it. You would hit that crash bar. So,
I think if you, like you said, you got a different front bumper, and just clearance some of the back, or trim some of the back fender, you'd be good with 35s.
I think that's what, when I look at mine, that's what, like, I don't have any issues in front of the tire.
It's
all I'd have to trim some of the actual fender, and then in the wheel well there's like a really like a rib, like a pinch weld.
Just hammer that fucker.
Just relief it and hammer it over. Yeah,
I got a brass hammer, bro. I got
bust out the big ass brass hammer and clearance it.
The first time I really heard clearancing, I had an XJ that I was getting this rattle, and I couldn't figure it out, and I took it to a shop, and the guy's all, "Oh, right here, your exhaust is rubbing on the cross member." And I was like, "Oh, how do we fix that?" He goes,
the BFH.
"Hold on," and he just starts beating the shit out of it. And I'm all, "What are you doing?" He's like, "I'm clearancing." I'm like, "Oh." Look. He's like, "Look, no more rattle." F&A. F&A.
Corey's asking about a cruiser update. So just real quick, Land Cruiser update. Past smog.
Nobody cares. It won't be on the next run either, Corey. Don't sweat it.
Well, hey, yeah. Well, it has tags now. But yeah, I'm excited. I want to get out on the dirt. When's our next trip? What's the next trip?
Oh, we need to discuss that later.
But all good with the cruiser.
Yeah, he just had family plans on Saturday. So I mean, we talked about it a little bit. The rooftop tent, you don't feel like, you said you don't even notice it's there.
I don't.
Yeah, like, is it now that you've daily with it for a while, would you consider it a hindrance to have that rooftop tent? Like,
not at all. I mean, it's obviously unnecessary for me to carry it around all the time. And I think if I had a commute like Matt's, like, I probably wouldn't have done it unless I had a good option to like easily put it on and take it off, like on a regular basis. But for my 9-minute commute to work, like, I don't care. And if I go any further than that, I'm probably going to end up using the tent.
Why is Matt flipping us
know.
off? He just got off the freeway. He just got off at Limonite, and he's flipping us off for some
reason.
reason.
He's at Limonite already?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
That's why he's flipping us
Well,
off.
that's what
'cause he's
Warp
like,
Speed will do for you.
F you.
Damn,
That's
dude.
what.
I mean, I have a Frontier, and maybe I haven't hit the Warp Speed button yet.
I don't know. There's still a couple blocks where he has a chance to wreck something.
I'm flipping him off for his 9-minute commute.
Oh yeah. And that's on a busy day.
Yeah.
What can 9 minutes? 9 minutes is how long I've been on mute, and I just traveled 40 fucking miles.
Hey, turn the camera around. That way, not everybody gets to see the specific path to my house.
No.
If you want to, next time I say something stupid, just look at episode 216. Matt gives you a map to his house.
Just follow the road signs.
How much money do you have?
Yeah, none, absolutely none, and you know that.
Come on!
I'm glad to hear that the suspension is dialed in. There's nothing.
It's dialed.
Nothing major you want to do with it.
Well, there that I want to do with it.
Yeah.
It's not that I don't need to do anything to it to continue to do what we normally do.
Yeah.
And the tent. Here's the other thing I don't need to do: set up a fucking ground tent anymore.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to the rooftop tent. I cannot wait for that.
I think if I had mounted it above my cab, above the cab,
yeah,
I think I would have hated it.
That's what I wanted to ask.
And I think it would be a hindrance.
At Hammers, like, was it a pain in the ass putting that tent away? Because it's a fold out one.
No. And what I did, it was a little bit because I had mounted it too close to the cab.
Okay.
So to try to tuck everything in, I had to go in.
Oh yeah.
Like through the sliding window. So since then, I've moved it back quite a bit to where it'll be a lot easier to get behind it and tuck it all in. But yeah, it's like 150 pounds with the rails, maybe 160.
But do you think that weight hindrance is worth the benefit of having like the tent off and not having to set up the other one, the Taj Mahal?
Yes. and the thing is though, actually, I think it helps because I think it's putting a little bit of preload on those leaf springs.
Well, the ones you have, yes, because they're the heavy ones.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So I think it's actually helping having some weight in the back there.
But you think if you put the tent higher at cab height, you wouldn't be as happy?
No, but for what you're talking about, you're going to have a much more like streamlined, aerodynamic casing. Where mine is a brick.
Newsflash.
I thought
we discussed this.
We discussed this.
Did we?
Yes.
Yeah, at the Hammers.
I was here.
How do I remember?
I was there.
Look, whether or not you were sober, I don't know.
Was it that Thursday night we went to go do the show with the other?
Oh, speaking of which, we have a voicemail from Jason.
Oh, all right.
To talk about.
Mine is a brick, Cody.
Wait,
so if mine was above the cab,
why is Matt parked out in front of the Arco? He's parked at the Chevron. He's at the Chevron in Limonite right now. His phone is still on streaming, and he must have gone in for a snack.
Yeah, snack.
He's gonna buy some waters.
We talked about it. We talked about it at Hammers, or maybe it wasn't Hammers, but we have talked about it recently.
No, it was at the Hammers.
I've got I'm gonna get a
which one?
The Nomad, the hard
the
shell.
same one that Corey had at the Hammers.
Okay.
Yeah.
I want the what are the other
Swift?
one? The one that's the clamshell.
That's the Swift.
Okay, that's the one I want.
See, I think that would work perfect on the Cruiser, Jose, but not on the
it
Frontier.
would work great on the Cruiser.
Yes.
And the difference with this, so for me, the Swift is like 7 foot long and only like 4 foot wide, and it opens a clamshell.
Yeah.
But I'm for sure going to have 3 people in that tent.
Yeah.
So the Nomad is only 6 foot long, but it's 5.5 feet wide.
Yeah, it's more of a rectangle.
Once it's open, there's more room. So my thought was, with the 3 of us in there, I'd rather have the wider space than the 7 foot long space. And for my truck, if I were to put the Swift on it, it would have to go above the cab and stretch out over. But for the Cruiser, it'd be perfect. Yeah,
because I know Ironman has that. They have 2 different types of roof racks. Like it's just one that's just a flat.
Yep.
And then the other one has like the little border around it. But yeah, the flat one with that flat, the Swift would be a perfect.
Dialed in. Yeah, 100% dialed in. So yeah, I've got a Nomad on order. Casey and I are having conversations about building a rooftop, a bed rack. I'm gonna make the bed rack. Well, Casey's gonna make. I've designed the bed rack so it's about cab height, so that I can take the spare tire out from underneath the back of my truck and put it in the bed of the truck, standing up vertically in the center. I feel like that the weight of half of that tire hangs down in the back.
It's like a counterweight in the back.
Yeah, half the tire hangs down below the bumper. I hit that. If I bottom out, I bottom out on the tire before I bottom out on anything else.
I used to bottom out on my so I
want
Cruiser when
get
I was
that
down there.
I want to get the clearance, so get more clearance, get it out of there.
Yep.
And then the weight, I'd rather have, if I'm going to put the rooftop 10 up there, I'd rather have the weight of the tire more forward above the
axle.
Yeah, you always want to get it lower and center to the vehicle as possible.
Yeah. So
all the weight.
Casey and I have gone through some drawings for that so that he can fab up a
what do those look like? A bunch of dick pics?
Yep.
Just drawing dicks to each other.
It's 1.5 by 1.5 tubing. What are you talking? 1.5 by 1.5 floppy wall tubing. That's what it was. So yeah, we Casey and I need to finalize that so we can place an order of steel and get it going. Matter of fact, I was supposed to call you earlier to talk about it and I didn't. Sorry, but that's the plan. The plan is to put a bed rack on the truck and put the rooftop tent on top of that.
I think you'll be in better shape with that hard shell one as far as
comfort.
Like I said, well, just with it being above the cab.
Oh yeah, I could
yours
only
is
imagine.
Like streamlined and
more aerodynamic,
like rounded, and mine is literally a box.
Yeah, for sure. I'm looking forward to that. I'm hoping that the rooftop tent and the bed rack is all done before our family road trip in beginning of April, because I want to test it all out, and it's going to be like a 2,000-mile road trip.
Last trip of the Ranger, huh?
Last trip of the Ranger. No. Rangers, no, dude. I told you, after driving that Frontier, the new Frontier is great, and at the time, if the new Frontier was out when I was shopping, I would have bought it over the Tacoma, 100%. Mm-hmm. But I don't think that there's enough of a difference between the new Frontier and my truck to make any
it's like
now.
same at this point.
It's just new and flashy. That's
same but different.
Same, but you're wrong.
Yeah. So I'm gonna stay with the Ford until I think until the 23 Ranger comes out. I keep saying Raptor, but
it's gonna be $70,000.
It's $70,000, exactly.
Yeah.
We had a meeting with the financial planner the other day, going over some stuff, and he was like, "So, anything you need to be ready for?" And I was like, "I need $70,000 for a truck in 18 months." He's like, "That's not happening." So I'm just gonna stick with the Ranger for the foreseeable future. Especially now, I mean, if I get the bed rack built and the rooftop tent, I get it all dialed in. I want to spend at least a year with it to, get the use out of all that stuff. So that's the plan. Hey, Matt, you got off the freeway like 20 minutes ago and you're still not here. I saw that you stopped at Chevron. So I don't know where he's at now. So Casey, go
somewhere dark.
Yeah, I'm thirsty. All right, I'm thirsty. It's important that I keep hydrated.
Going back to the run, and Corey's in the chat room. How do you and Corey feel about the way the whole thing went down on Saturday?
We were like ecstatic. Way more, like not way more, but definitely more people than we thought, because we had a number of like people comment and say, "Yeah, we're going to come," and then a few people dropped off even before that day, and then how usually the day of a run, one or two people are going to drop off. So it was awesome. We didn't anticipate it going so quickly.
Yeah,
like at least up to the Rose Mine. But yeah, we thought we're super happy with it. We thought it was a really good success, and we can't wait to do another one. That's for sure.
Yeah,
and it is funny, Case. is your I think it's your old bosses started following me on Instagram that same day.
Oh, really?
Coincidence?
Yeah. There's some other things there we can talk about.
Offline.
Offline.
But I think one of the good things about hold on. I think one of the good things about the way the run went, yes, it went very quick and very smooth, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. The fact that you guys have the shop there in Big Bear as a place to congregate and get together, and we all had pizza, and thank you to Bear Valley Overland for feeding all of us.
It was supposed to be burgers and dogs, but it was windy apparently, and we couldn't keep the damn charcoal grill going.
I have a stalker outside of our window right now. He just walked into the house, didn't even care. Dogs are gonna eat him. He's in my
Dude,
house.
we're breaking the matrix.
I
right
know
now.
what is happening.
Yeah.
But yeah, you've got the shop there, right? And you everybody can meet at the shop, and we got the food and the whole deal, and it was he's hold on. Matt is literally streaming in my house right now.
Hey guys, I'm in the sub studio one.
The girls are having the girls are having a party in my living room. And
all right, Carlos. Here's Carlos. 5 minutes of fame.
Yeah, that's so. This is great.
All right. Well, he shied away.
This is great off-road content right now. My living room and my jerk-faced chihuahuas. You guys, anyways, going back to the shop, you guys have a great location for everybody to meet at, either before the run, after the run. It really worked out. Instead of doing Pioneer Town, getting up to Big Bear, and then jumping right on the freeway to go home, it was a place for all of us to hang out and get together and do our thing. And hey, what's up, dude? Oh, Matt. So Matt's gone now. I don't know if Matt's joining us now. Make sure your computer's on. I think it is. I thought it was ultimately a really good trip, and I think that you guys did a really good job. Oh, the one thing about the trip that I was not happy with.
Yeah, here it comes.
Yes, I wasn't there.
Get ready, because it's coming. I asked Casey beforehand, do you guys need anything from me? Nope. He sent me the map. It doesn't matter. I said, yep, that's the same map that I have. Good job. You don't need anything from me? No. Tell Tammy. She's like, so who's going on this run? These people. And I said, look, I don't even have to do anything. I'm just going to be one of the guys in the middle of the convoy.
That was your first mistake, just assuming you didn't have shit to do.
I don't have to do anything. And we get there, and all of a sudden, Casey and Corey can't get their maps to load.
No. I got mine up.
And they can't. And now I'm out in front of a freaking group again.
Yeah, he's like, I was like, all right, so you got the map, right? And he was like, yeah. And then it wouldn't pull up. I'm like, fuck. Yeah. So we're walking around trying to find service so that he can get the map to pull up. And he just panicked, I think. It was like, hey, Cody, jump up here. And he's like, you bastards.
You sons of bitches.
So that's on my topic list is GPS.
You sons of bitches.
I have to get better at doing the mapping and
we should.
I need to get a better GPS system.
We should do a training. Have you come in, sit in the studio, and we'll do a training of how to use the maps and how to use all the.
I think I got the whole that part. I'm much more clear on now, but it's just the unit that I'm using.
Yeah, you don't have a good unit.
Yeah, my unit is too small.
It's the small,
so
too slow.
It's hard to see when I'm driving.
It doesn't perform well.
It doesn't. I need to get a larger unit that I can see better.
Who can see better? I think. I mean, I don't know. It's official, right?
No, I don't think so. I don't think it's official.
Oh, all right.
No.
It's not official. Yeah.
Man, I feel like I'm out of the loop on a lot of things.
You're out of the loop on.
Man, you missed one day, and all of a sudden
you don't show up.
I need to get a tablet. I want an 8-inch tablet, and
don't we all
just do all my mapping on there and use that as my GPS? Because even when I had it on my phone, I would try to zoom in, and then the line would disappear.
Yeah.
And it was just, I was like,
Jose,
Luckily by then I knew where I was, but
you can have one of my space tests if you want, Jose.
Okay.
You want me to open it for you?
Oh yeah, please.
Oof. This is how the pros do it.
That Galaxy Tab A that I've been using has been good. It's not.
that's what I'm gonna get.
It's not fantastic, but it works. It definitely works. But overall, again, great run. You guys did a good job.
Thanks. I did those hill climbs and stuff that I hadn't done before at Rose Mine. Just tackling those like nothing.
You hadn't done those before?
Not really. I think I did the easy one before, the easier one, but I did the one that's supposed to be more difficult. And then I went up even further beyond that. And I was super happy with how the truck performed.
Yeah, I mean, it did great. We didn't have any issues. So let's talk.
Only hit a little bit of snow, not much.
A little bit of snow, and we hit.
Was it muddy?
Tiny bit.
Yeah,
a few little muddy patches.
There was someone. I started airing down at Pappy and Harriet's, and there was someone that came over and said, "Are you going to air down for this?" And I said, "Yeah." They said, "Do you think we need to?" And I said, "I always air down.
It's comfort number one."
Yes, that's what I said. I said, worst case scenario, it's for it's for the comfort of ride. I don't think it's
helps out your suspension.
Yeah, that's what I said. And I think they decided. I don't see them in the chat room. They decided not to. They were running at full pressure, and I believe that they were in two-wheel drive most of the time. And there was a point when there was an incline and some snow, and they stopped. They didn't get stuck, but they couldn't get up the hill, and they had to roll back down to engage four-wheel drive to get up the hill.
Were they in front of you or behind you?
At that point, they were in front of me. So it was later in the day.
I know who it is. Probably.
No, you don't.
I thought I did, but I only could think of one person that didn't air down.
Oh, yeah. So that's the lesson of the day, folks. Is I always air down. If we're gonna be on the trail for more than a couple miles, I'm gonna air down for comfort, for just in cases, so I don't have to stop and do it if I get stuck. It's just
because you get stuck in mud or something.
Yes, you're done at that point. Now you got to air down in the mud or the snow.
Well, not only that, but if you hit the trail. And then it's a little rougher than expected.
Yeah, exactly.
And you're like, fuck, you know what? I'm going to stop and air down. And it's like,
everybody else
all did that a half an hour ago.
Yes. Yeah. So my rule of thumb is always air down before the run. And I've got, I got an air compressor. I can put air back in it if I need to.
You don't have to brag, dude. A lot of people don't have air compressors.
Everybody has an air compressor at this point. Although none of us had to use our air compressors. Because we get to the Bear Valley Overland, they have the giant 120 PSI tank. And we just went around and filled it.
More like 200.
I mean, those, not to cut off the conversation, but there's, I think it was Mojave a couple of years ago. I can't remember exactly who it was, but they had never aired down before. It was like a completely new. And it seems like something like, of course you're gonna air down, or whatever. But maybe people don't. I think we might have a lot of listeners that are that new to the. And somehow we're obligated, or I feel obligated to impart some of that knowledge on them.
Mistakes were made if we're the ones leading you down the
it was not my or our mistake that forced you to download this podcast. And it also, you started listening to me. Why would you do that?
Yeah,
drinking space dust, for Christ's sake,
on a Tuesday night.
On a Tuesday, you know what?
Yeah.
Anyways, great trip. Let's talk about the 6x6.
It sounded like fun. I saw a lot of the photos online, and I think that's did you guys go by that little Mars area with the
that's the Rose Mine.
Yeah, there's a lot of cool obstacles. Remember we took that picture where it looked like all of our trucks were humping that hill?
Yes.
That was really cool. I hope you guys were you able. Did you guys even try and reenact that?
No, we stopped. We stopped just before that, where there's the.
I think it's like a Hump Hill or something to that.
Red Hump. It's the Red Hump.
Red Hump Hill.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then we just did that. Did you guys do the same thing? Jose's challenged that last mile and a half up the super steep side of the mountain to hit the 18. That was the last time. That was the last time we did it. And Jose was like, "Remember,
Hey, there's a shortcut here, guys."
Was that it?
Yeah,
Was-
clearly, Jose. The map was showing like
Wait,
I
dude,
think it's pretty easy if we go right. And
Yeah,
Jose's
I mean,
Cody
"Nah,
almost got a
guys."
divorce road. Is
exactly, and it was like a super challenging, rocky hill climb. Did you guys go up that?
No, we didn't. We didn't. We did the main road, the main trail up to Big Bear.
We were gonna take this other little offshoot, Arastor Canyon, but or Arastor Creek, but I think it would have been too tight and risky for that 6x6.
Yeah, so we had a full-on military.
I saw that too.
It was like
And
a Stevenson and Carmichael something or other.
I have
don't
no
know.
idea. It
the
was
law firm.
Yes, yes.
The law firm of Stevenson and Carmichael. They brought out their 6x6. Good pull, guys. Nice.
Oh shit. No, it was a very cool rig. Nate is the guy that brought it. He's going to
Nasty Nate.
I don't know if that's his name.
That it is now.
What movie's that from? Nasty Nate.
Is that You're My Boy
they-
Blue?
No.
Old school?
No.
No,
Dave Chappelle.
half baked.
Yes. All right. Good pull, Case. All right. Sorry.
So it's the forward cab 6x6, and right now there's nothing on the back of it. If you saw our
Except for
I saw our pictures.
12-foot by 24-foot sail.
Yes,
It-
giant
so it-
lift gate that was up, and I was all, "Hey, dude, can you drop that lift gate down?" He's like, "Nope, it goes down the other way like a normal lift gate or straight." So he drove it the whole time, and so, just so you know, if you wanted to go from Pioneer Town to Big Bear, there's
clear.
at least a 12 by 24
It's clear
area.
now?
Clear.
There are no more
No branches.
low clearance branches.
None whatsoever.
Beautiful.
But
Don't worry about scraping your roof.
No,
Was it like
what
that
do you-
truck that the
Did he steal it from Caltrans? Sounds
It-
like one of those Caltrans.
It
trucks.
looks like he had to paint over the
shift-
military
the
stuff.
shift pod guy? You know, he had that flatbed truck
Yeah,
out there.
bigger.
Oh,
Yeah,
was bigger.
It was bigger than that.
Yeah, yeah.
And he drove it to Pioneer Town from Lake Elsinore.
Oh my
it's
god!
not about size,
and then
guys.
wheeled it up to Big Bear
And
and,
then
then drove it
back.
back to Lake Elsinore.
How many fuel stops did he make?
He can air up and deflate on the fly.
That's pretty dope.
So the empty bed behind the cab and in front of the lift gate. He's building a box right now. He said it's almost done. So he's going to drop a box on top of it to make it a full-on off-road
A small
camper.
apartment bit
Yes.
right there.
Well,
Yes.
it'd be like a picture, like a 20-foot, like a fifth wheel, like camping trailer, and then just take the axles off of it and set it on the back of that truck.
Yes. It's going to be so badass. It's going to be awesome. So I want to see it when it's done. The only thing is he went up that hill climb at Rose Mine, and I got video of it, and because the frame is only 6 feet wide, maybe 4 foot wide.
I don't even think it's that wide.
Yeah, as he's going up, the wheels are articulating, but the whole frame is twisting too. And I'm thinking, like, what happens when you put that box on there? How's that gonna go? But I'm sure he'll figure it out. But that was super cool. And I think
We finally had a truck bigger than Mark's.
yes.
On
It
one of the
probably
trails.
dwarfed the Mark's truck. Huh?
Oh yeah, for sure.
It's like I remember my first truck.
Is that made by Play School?
Yeah.
And I think we met a couple people that are going to come on future runs. A couple of those, John and Nate, and a couple of those guys. They were like, "Hey, we want to go on more stuff." So
Can I call him Nasty Nate?
you can call him whatever.
But I mean, would he be like cool with that?
Oh, for sure.
Like, oh
Yeah.
yeah,
I think
What's
so.
up, Nasty?
Super cool guy.
It's like
Super
there's-
cool guy.
There's certain names like Nate, you're Nasty Nate, Pete, you're Pistol Pete. So
The basketball player?
exactly. You good pull, Jose. Nice. Every time I know
basketball player
From like the
Pete,
70s,
Pete
bro.
Maravich, baby. Come on.
Pistol Pete. I thought it was like a Yosemite Sam character.
No.
Like,
Yeah, that's
Warner
where I would have
Brothers.
went.
Pistol Pete Maravich.
New Jersey,
back in-
bro.
That's right, back in the 70s.
Who the hell's this guy?
A wealth of knowledge, obviously
Of
more than
stupid
just
shit.
off-road.
That's
Horrible.
Bean right there.
Yes, total bead. Thanks for that
Thanks
info,
for that info,
Jose.
Bean.
Yeah. Only I could monetize my useless information.
What we have. Thank you, Jose.
Shit. don't know when the next run is, but Jose and I were talking right before we got on air. We do owe the Patreon some stuff. We owe the Patreon
we apologize. We
coming up
kind of
run.
dropped the ball on that. I'm
and
sorry.
a camp out.
We
can do a camp out.
I want to do the camp
easy.
out soon. Yeah, we're going to do that soon. So we're going to work on that this week to try to put some plans together. I've had some conversations on the discount codes, and that's in the works. It's just a matter of like finalizing the format for them. But the next trip will be coming up soon. We were going to try to pull off a Death Valley trip at the end of March, but it's
March or April, I thought.
Well, we talked about the last week of March, but I'm gone the first week of April.
I've put in I didn't put in the specific date, but in our meeting minutes, at work, it's like, hey, just so you guys know,
That has some time coming.
taking some time off. It's coming, and well, when is it? It's been like 3 or 4 weeks. You nailed it.
I'll let you know.
Don't ask questions.
It's March now. Like, for Christ's sake, you can't just say this weekend.
No, well, I'm gone. I've got the family road trip the first week of April. So
I'm just throwing it out there. We can, if we plan it for the end of April, average temp is like 95.
at Death Valley still.
Yeah.
You still want to do Death Valley?
I'm just saying.
No. I'm saying no. I'm saying no.
Why?
That's way better than freaking 120.
Again,
You know what?
that's average temp, so it might be plus or minus, right?
You guys, what are you trying to kill me for? You guys are trying to kill me?
What about mid-April? Is it any better? Does it
I thought we just
Why you can't do it mid-April?
why not just a
85?
Patreon
Cody can't do mid-April?
No.
a Patreon weekend trip?
To Cougar Buttes.
I wasn't going to say the spot, but all right, Casey nailed it, and we just go.
Yeah,
we go there in a few weeks. It's something simple.
Yeah, that
Patreon, and it's you're already in. If you're a Patreon member, you just sign up and first 5 or
Await a
whatever.
text
No, we
message.
won't even sign
No,
up.
it's just
We'll
open
put
to
it out
all
and go.
patrons.
We'll just have everybody meet us
Even
there.
better.
Well, there you
Even
go.
All
better.
right, so we'll let you guys know when that's happening, and I'll just probably be an overnighter.
And then, no, never mind. We can talk
Yeah,
about
we'll
it
talk
afterward.
But yeah, the average temp in April is already 90, according to the Googles. So I don't know if we're gonna push the trip to end of April, beginning of May. We might want to.
What would Mojave be like?
Well, Jose's boss came up with a. We have to come up with a new name for her now. I got to come up with a new name for her.
She has a name. How about her name?
What's that?
Her name could be what she does with her truck, the battle ram.
Yes, the squirrel hunter.
Squirrel hunter.
The Kern River, the Kern Lake, Kern
up to
River,
395?
Kern County up there. Yeah, I don't know what.
It still gets warm up there though
Way
too.
up there, isn't it?
It's a ways.
Kern's probably 3 or 4 hours. Yeah.
It's probably like 5.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Adam with like us. I'm picturing him typing this with a straight face. If you go up in elevation, it'll be much cooler.
Facts.
Yeah.
What the fuck, Adam?
He's like,
Come on, dude. Was that
He's
legit?
I could see him typing it and then going, "They know that." Well,
No,
maybe
he's
they
like-
don't know that.
No,
Maybe they
no.
don't know that.
He was proud of himself
He's-
when he
he's
typed that
saying,
in, dude.
that fucking idiot Matt probably doesn't know this. I better let him know because he's the one that's bitching the most.
See, these fucktards can't even. They don't even know. They just went up higher in elevation to be cooler.
What's that meme? I'm helping. Thank you, Adam. We will look at elevation.
Noted.
Yeah.
Noted.
Science.
I'm gonna Google whether or not that's true.
Hey, we'll call you after the show for more of that insight in our planning if need be. Maybe dirt is filthy, like any other information that we might need from you.
Shit, I have a headache.
Wet dirt is mud.
That was epic.
Captain Obvious.
Yeah, that,
Is that his
that
new name
was
now?
Great. No, that was great. So
Jumping out of an airplane without a parachute is a once in a lifetime experience.
Nice.
Oh shit, that was fantastic. Thank you for that. I have a headache from laughing so much right now. Moving
I
on.
got some space dust for that.
Yep.
Goes right to your head.
We have a voicemail that I'd like to play.
Ooh,
it's a good one. It's not nobody bagging on us this time.
nobody bagging on you.
On me.
Okay. There probably is like a bunch of voicemails, and he just screens them all.
Now,
There's probably a lot of good compliments for like Casey, me, and Jose.
Yeah, it's like the deleted files.
Exactly, but there's
He goes. He sits up on his pedestal.
yeah,
and it's
I made a
delete
comment.
voicemail,
I made a
delete
comment
voicemail.
or posted something on Instagram, and one of the listeners was like, something. I could say so much about your pedestal, and I was like, I'm not even pedestaling. Like, how is that a pedestal? I don't know what it was, but all right, we ready for the voicemail?
Yeah.
no.
Hey, Jason here from Wheelie Wine and Whiskey Podcast. How you guys doing? Good to see you at Hammers. That podcast that we recorded, the shit show, I like to refer to it as, I don't know if it's going to see the light of day. There's some good content in there, but we're going to have listeners sign waivers before we publish it.
So what he's referring to is
They reference it on this week's episode.
Yeah,
oh,
they
did
do.
they?
Yeah.
A bunch of us got together in the podcast community, recorded in a trailer. I was the only sober one.
Chris was sober too.
Chris,
Was he?
yeah, Chris and you
Okay.
were the only two sober ones. In
I
that
talked.
fucking
I was
RV.
talking to him beforehand, and I don't know, dude. I don't know.
Dude,
who knows how many sheets to the wind I was at the
Dude,
time.
I had a fucking dart in my neck. I had
47.
no idea what was going on.
and beforehand, I'm all so, hey man, Chris, you been hitting it hard? And he's like, no man, I'm taking a day off today.
You're like,
I'm
not
all,
me.
Wow, it's been that bad. He was like admitting, he was like, nah man, I'm pretty tired. And we just did some stuff today. I'm like, oh well, I'm hitting it hard because this is like our first full day or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm
Night
still,
one.
Yeah, I was still like hard charging at that point. And then, woo! It's like I remember Jimmy like pretty much impregnating me. I think
Yeah.
He did. Oh,
I got a lap dance.
I've got video or at least pictures of Jimmy giving you a lap dance.
So I still have to reach out to him and let him know how we're going to set up like,
Child support.
child support, or whether he wants me to keep it or not. You know, I'm likely to. You know, I want to keep it. We'll see what happens. But yeah, that I do remember you sent. I think you sent me that video. I'm like, oh my god. So I can't imagine. What did we talk about?
It was horrible. We'll talk about it. Let's finish
Okay.
Jason's voicemail.
I don't know. We're going to have to figure that one out. Hey, calling in episode 214 of Shannon Welch. Good one. Love it. Love the passion. Love the Hammers. And it was good seeing you guys inside the Hammertown Heights Estate.
Taj Mahal.
And if you volunteer next year, you're going to have to actually go physically into Hammertown to the volunteers meet. So I'm just warning you that you're going to have to prepare yourself. You need to start preparing yourself now since you're so scared of it. So just giving you fair warning. Would love to see you guys out there on the hills rolling golf carts over and, race cars. So, all right, guys, keep up the good work. We'll be in touch. Over.
Dude, sign me up. Like flipping golf carts over. Like that
Yeah,
sounds
I mean-
like a lot of fun. It's like cow tipping or something, right? Like here comes another one, and you just bum rush it and just hit it hard.
It's a
Flip
32
it
belly
over.
option on one.
And then as far as the meetings or whatever, can I send my proxy?
Yeah. Send it.
I don't
Dude,
know. Jose, I think you're still my proxy.
We're each other's
Don't
proxy, so does that cancel each other out?
Oh shit, that's a good point.
It's like, where are they at? They sent their.
Yes.
They sent, but they,
Jose sent Matt. Matt sent Jose, and they both went and got beers.
That would be great, though. I would like to volunteer next year.
Yeah.
Provided we can, whatever that entails. It sounds like maybe a little more time commitment or being there maybe
Yeah, I
a
mean,
little bit early.
if we did that, we wouldn't be able to like host a trip.
I don't think we do that next year, though.
I think we could, but it would be.
Well, do we
But it's
want
not.
to?
Yeah, I don't think. Look, that trip was fun. It didn't have to have anything to do with the Hammers. We could go out there, do that again, and hit those trails, and not have to like go roundabout.
That's what we had talked about. Is we could still do an expedition in Johnson Valley.
Yeah.
2 weeks before, 2 weeks after,
Exactly.
whatever, and then do like something Hammers proper with the volunteering and that
Did
kind
you
of
say
thing.
Hammers proper?
Hammers
Mhm,
proper.
he did.
Yeah, I'm
I
sorry,
think we
Tribe
sold
Called
them
Quest.
something else than what we said we were gonna do. Because like Saturday, we didn't even see the fucking race.
Well, agreed. But that wasn't intentional. What we said was because we thought we would be able to get
In and out of-
to Integratron and Giant Rock on Friday. And
True.
it took way longer to get through Rattlesnake and that other trail than we expected it to. So we said, hey, we'll go to the Integratron the following day.
Yeah.
And again, it took a lot longer than expected. I mean, it wasn't wasn't intentional. It just the plans changed on the fly, and I think we were pretty open about it being fluid.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess the intention there was we're at King of the Hammers. We're gonna see some of the race.
Yeah.
Well, I think that was the intent
Well,
because
we got back, and I was like, "Hey, I'm going to Chocolate Thunder," and we went to Chocolate Thunder and saw several cars going
true.
through there.
Yeah, that's true. A bunch of people did. Go to the race.
No, only a few people.
Well, but I'm saying they had everybody had the option.
There were
That's
a bunch of. What he meant was there were a bunch of people at Chocolate Thunder that did see it. But my point was, I think from the previous time we were there, the racetrack was much closer to our camping area. It was like a half-mile drive to like a really cool ridge line or whatever, and that wasn't part of the course this year. So,
Yeah, I think next year if we go back to Johnson Valley, it will be separate from the Hammers, and then we could go do Hammers as an event, and then if people follow along, great, but it's not going to be an official thing.
Yeah,
an official run. But Jason, thank you for the voicemail. Very good to hang out with you guys. We are hoping to catch up with you guys again.
it was really cool just experiencing their podcast, and you still got their vibe or their listenership or like what they're all about, and they are very into the racing and into the ins and outs. Like Hammers is the Super Bowl for them, and
I think it would be safe to say that they've taken the reins on like the Ultra 4 reporting.
Absolutely.
Well, and you guys probably do not remember this, but I asked that question.
You did?
I did. When we were in there, I asked the question. I said, you guys have really solidified your position here with Ultra 4 and rock crawling, and was that intentional? And it was. They said it was what they liked. And when you think about where they're at in Northern California and how many of those rock racers
race teams are up there.
in Northern California, it was a perfect fit for them. And for us being in Southern California with all the trails that we have and the type of wheeling that we have and the type of wheeling we do, we've gravitated towards that. I think that they've done a really, really good job.
The kind of breweries that we have, and
I think I remember you asking that. I think.
Yeah, you know what? It's kind of like what our new, he's not that new, but our sheet metal superintendent at Pan Pacific is now listeing to our podcast. Shout out Frank.
Fuck.
Hey Frank,
sorry.
please don't get Matt fired. He needs the job.
The podcast does not pay enough. But he's
got some rust to fix in his pool.
He can't. Yeah. Oh fuck. That's exactly
Casey. Damn it.
That's exactly what I swear to God. Earlier tonight at our company function, he comes up and he goes, "I sure as fuck ain't gonna mention your pool," and he started laughing at me. And I just, oh my God, he's like, "Yeah, I listened to that episode, dude. It was great." And then he's all, "You were so hammered like that night, like when you guys were playing the campfire stuff." Oh. And I go, "Yeah, dude, that was woo." So I can't imagine, but I also can't imagine what happened in the Taj Mahal that night. When I got impregnated, and was maybe it's just like a bunch of squishy noises and. Never mind. That was gross.
There were a couple messages on the Instagram page about the recording at the campfire, about people laughing, and somebody had said that when I was describing the way the dog walked.
Oh, perfect. 100%. Slam dunk. Slam dunk. Yes.
Yeah, I've read
That dog hated dirt. Just hated it.
Dude, apparently Nicole was saying like there's people that wanted to meet us and stuff, and that we talked to people, but I don't remember any of that.
You don't remember any of that. We did.
Apparently, we talked to people.
We did talk to people.
A lot of people.
I apologize to
Yeah,
those
I'm
people
sorry.
that
I'm
I
sorry.
talked to. I am what I am. I'm just a horrible person. It is like weird, like, oh man, because that's happened to me. It seems like I'm the guy that gets hit up or whatever. And I feel like bad, like, oh, please, I'm sorry. I'm not
Never meet your heroes.
Please don't choose me as a hero.
Today I went to an off-road shop today to talk to them, and I go in and I introduce myself, and I'm talking to the guy behind the counter. He's like, "Didn't you sell a WJ not long ago because you bought a Tacoma?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he was like, "Yeah, I came to look at your WJ, and I ended up not buying it." And so we started talking, and then he's like, "You have that podcast, right?" And I was like, "Yeah." So then the other guy at the counter knew of the show, but it was, I think, the closest I've ever come to being recognized.
That's when you got escorted off the
Yes,
premises.
they're like, "Sir,
Get the fuck out of
yeah,
here.
sir,
get the fuck outta here,
we're
dude."
gonna need to ask you to leave at this point." All right, real quick, I wanted to. Casey's not going to be able to see this unless he's watching the live feed. But have you guys seen the Ford Everest?
No.
So this is the Ford Everest. It is a Ranger-based SUV, and it's in every market except here in North America. So this is instead of.
Thank God.
I think.
Sorry, it's just nature. I know, Jose.
I like it.
I'm a Ford owner. I understand, but
I think it's
You
super.
own one of those.
I think
Explorer's a larger.
Yes, I think the Explorer is
platform
bigger
the-
than this.
Yeah.
Right, but they made the Ford Explorer like not wheelable. It used to be able,
Yes,
like
it
you used to be able to go
be.
get a Ford Explorer.
It doesn't need
and
to
you
wheel.
could
It just needs to
Haul
drive.
families.
No, I know,
around.
but it
yeah.
used to be that the Ford Explorer you could put 33s on it and you can go wheel it. It had
Yes.
ground clearance.
I mean, they use it for
You know what I
Jurassic
mean?
Park.
They do like long travel kits on them and jump them and shit. That looks like
I might jump
what
it.
the Ford Explorer used to be.
Yeah, and so this is built on the Ranger platform. I would love to have this in the States.
Well,
think
dude, the wheel's on the wrong side of the freaking car, dude.
No wonder they're not selling it here, dude.
It's all fucked up.
But-
Look at that.
I think that is a bitchin' SUV, and I'm super bummed that it's not here in the States.
Well, they probably haven't figured out how to move the fucking steering wheel over to the other side.
They're working 24/7 on it.
trying to figure it out. They got the wheel probably behind in the back seat. It's all screwed up.
They're like, if we move it to the left side, is right now left or?
They got seats mounted to the ceiling, like trying to correct that shit.
When
you know.
when we went on vacation and we were in the UK, I drove a stick right-hand drive
Woo!
stick.
How was that?
Oh my God, we almost died, but I had so much. Tammy was miserable the entire time because we went from London, from the city, out to Bath, where they.
So wait, hold on. Is your gas still the right foot, left foot clutch?
Yeah, everything's
Yes,
the same.
right foot,
Okay.
left foot clutch.
Yeah,
It's
but-
just you're shifting
but
left
the
hand.
shifting with left hand.
Wow.
but the
Ah,
pattern's still
okay.
the same.
Yeah, pattern's still the same, and
I
I
couldn't
had
do
to
it.
I had to physically out loud say
One.
right turn left lane, right turn left lane, right or left turn left lane. Trying to so I don't because when you make a right hand turn here, we're on the right hand turn. You make a right hand turn, you stay in the right lane. There, when you make a right hand turn, you got to go into the left lane.
That's fucking weird,
It's
dude.
crazy. It's crazy sauce.
I'm
But
already getting
I would be
confused.
grinding the shit out of those gears.
Oh yeah, dude.
but once we got out of the city, we were out like in the countryside where it was like what you see in movies, like 4 foot tall grass and just nobody on the road. I was having
You went all
so
Jason
much fun.
Bourne on
I
it?
totally went
Yeah.
Jason Bourne, and Tammy was not happy. But I really like this Everest. I mean, it seems like and that's the front of the new Ranger, right? It's the same design. I wish it was something that was in the States because it's marketed more as an off-road SUV than
All right,
the
now
Explorer.
pull up video of a patrol. I mean, come on. We're going to talk about
Oh, yeah.
vehicles like in other parts of the world.
Well, just because they just announced this release, and I thought it was relevant
That it's coming.
to other countries.
Yeah.
All right, whatever. Like other countries, we talk shit about people on the other side of Colorado Rockies as if they don't exist. But
And
let's
now
go
we're going
ahead.
international?
Yeah, let's go international vehicles that are never be here, but they're Ford. So I guess let's give them some credit.
So Matt should be all about it then.
Yeah, for sure.
I deserve it. I deserve it. You're right, Jose.
All right. So
I
then,
love that Everest. I wish it was here.
so to a vehicle that is supposed to come to the States, Jeep reveals its fully electric SUV in 2023.
Who cares? They're all gonna look the same, dude. We're all gonna be driving
don't you
Minority Report. We're not even gonna be driving.
Hold on.
What in the shit is that?
I heard this conspiracy theory. Now that's the Jeep, whatever that is. I mean, it looks like a kind of a Compass
Cherokee.
It's a Compass.
slash. Yeah. Okay.
I mean, do you say a Scirocco?
A Cherokee.
Oh yeah, it's a.
Scirocco. That's a Volkswagen.
I know. It's a Compass looking. I mean, if you were Jeep going to make an electric SUV, you would pick your midsize crossover, the Compass, right? I mean, it's going to be built on that platform.
The front end looks like a Jeep Cherokee. The back end looks like a Nissan Juke or something.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's a Juke A.
It's got an accent.
Cherokee? Cherokee?
But we've talked about it a couple times. This is the future.
Yeah.
Every manufacturer is going to have one.
I don't think it's the
I don't know
future
if
for
this is the
off-road,
subject
though.
or time to talk about it, but I mean, I was just talking to somebody at work, like with the war that's, there's like a war that's happening right now, and gas prices are going to go through the roof. That just makes electric cars more viable and more realistic. And this person I was talking to was like talking about how, that's how they're doing it, or whatever. I'm like, I guess, dude. So Putin's on that whole thing, like whatever, dude. But I had brought that up maybe a year ago, 9 months ago, or something like that. Like, how's that transition gonna go? Like, electric cars are coming. It's happening. It's gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
And now it kind of seems like it's being fast forwarded now, or especially if gas prices get really crazy. Because they're going to in the next 6 months or whatever.
They already are.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to get worse.
And
it's going to get
that's,
worse.
Yeah, I know.
It's even
So
before
where that transition is, where there's enough electrical vehicles that it kind of collapses the gas market or whatever, and then it kind of drops back down. I guess that's kind of just thinking about it, but whatever. We don't have to talk about that. We can go back to your Nissan Cherokee Juke.
I think the
Cherokee Juke.
that wasn't funny, Matt. Don't laugh at that. The legislation and the incentives that's being driven
We're a political podcast now?
No. I'm saying that even prior to
Yes, dude. Once we went to the Integratron, it all got political. Dude.
prior to Matt's conspiracy, there was already a legislative push to go that route with the electric cars, and I just don't think it's going to change. And
Hey Matt, when you were talking to that guy at work about this, were you looking into a mirror?
He looked a lot. He was a very handsome man. He had a great taste in clothing. I don't know. I'm not sure I knew what his name was. Maybe.
So that was it, Casey. Let's that's all the topics I had, and clearly Matt didn't approve of most of them.
I'm sorry. No, we can go back. Let's look at those pictures.
Casey,
We're a podcast. Let's look at pictures of trucks and vehicles.
Look at all
Casey,
the pictures and
that's
videos.
great.
Casey,
Yeah, that looks like it's like a Ford would make something like that.
Casey,
yeah.
what did you have on your list of things to talk about?
We touched on a couple, like the whole 35s. Like, are those worth it? And then speaking to gas prices, that right there would probably say no.
Yeah, dude, it's gonna get fucking crazy.
GPS, I gotta.
You need a bigger unit.
Figure something like that. I saw a meme today that made me think of this. Chewbacca's penis. You think it's like a human one or like one of those red rocket things like a dog has?
This is the best topic we've ever discussed.
I'm going Red Rocket. It's 100% Harry Red Rocket.
It's
Look, dude, you can't just drop that
Or maybe
hammer.
it's something different that we've never seen. I don't know, but
You can't drop that hammer without me doing some research. All right? And I'm sure
Go ahead. Just don't do the research on this computer in my house.
Yeah, don't know. This is the one computer I will do that research. I'll do it right in front of you guys.
You know it's going to throw off your algorithms now, and when you show up, it's not going to be chicks on bikes anymore. It's going to be red rockets
Hey,
every time you log in the computer.
Maybe I'll like that algorithm. Maybe it'll be an improvement.
It's the alternates between red rocket, chick on bike. Red rocket, chick on bike.
It's also Weather Girls.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Red rocket, chick on
Latina,
bike,
yeah.
Latino weather girl.
Yeah, I looked at one, and now that's all that's left, But that is a great topic.
yeah. So tonight, when you lay your head down on your pillow and you think you're going to get a good night's sleep, you're welcome for not sleeping and thinking about Chewbacca's member.
Maybe I'll sleep better. I don't know. We'll find out.
I can take
I'm trying to think about, like, does Chewbacca have pants? Like, he
doesn't have
pants.
No, he doesn't.
He just wears
he wears a belt.
Sash.
The
That
belt.
belt,
Yeah,
It's a sash.
the ammo belt.
So either he has never been aroused on film. That's my assumption.
But they're lasers.
Or-
Why do they need an ammo belt?
Shut up,
Yeah,
Jose.
They're like spare batteries.
Laser cartridges.
God damn it, Jose.
Matt's gonna lay his head down. It's gonna be 12:30, and he's gonna, honey, are you
12:30. I'm already.
Are you awake? Do you think it's a red rocket? I think it's a red rocket.
What kind of package does Chewbacca have, honey?
Do you think his balls are always hot because of all that fur? Well, Matt would know.
What if? Yeah, that's true. Yes. And we're just assuming Chewbacca's a dude. Like, what if he's a chick? There's no, I don't think, has he ever been referenced as he? Right?
I don't know.
I don't, think about that. Think about that.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe.
These are great topics. Good job, Casey.
Was there anything else
and then
on there?
the next trip, the Patreon camp out, and then like when or what is just too much shit to either bring like on a trip or to bolt to your
I don't know
vehicle.
yet. I haven't hit the limit yet.
Just because there's a lot of things I think I don't need. And then I see someone with it. I'm like, oh, I need that.
But
And then if I did all those things, my truck would weigh 11,000 pounds.
I forgot what a podcast I was listening to, but they said put like little stickers or like blue painter's tape on everything that you take on a trip, and like take off the stuff that you use, and leave the stuff that you don't use, and you'll realize the shit that you don't have to take on every trip.
Yeah, but not just taking on the trip, but like all the overland rigs that are just have everything under the sun bolted to them.
But I think that's more of a comfort thing than it is.
Yes.
But I think it comes down to if we went out for a 2-week excursion, we would want all of that shit
For sure.
bolted to our rigs.
For sure. Yeah.
But I just like I don't know. I think at some point it has to be like too much shit.
It's the if you have it, you don't need it. But if you don't have it with you, that's the one time you need it. That's the thing.
Problem.
That's my always my biggest concern. Hey, real quick, who's doing the seance in the background?
Probably whatever my wife's watching.
Yeah. Well,
Is it that loud?
Yeah.
it sounds like there's a monastery in your bedroom.
Seance is happening. Like you guys are trying to bring back the ghost of
Seriously,
something.
what kind of exorcism is going on in your kitchen? Like, right? I wasn't the only one that could hear it. It's serious.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for the Hare Krishna monks to walk into your bedroom.
She's probably chanting into that banner above our bed.
Okay, it's acceptable.
So I don't know, Case. I don't know what the answer is. I think that it's the need to feel prepared and
I thought you were going to provide answers to the Chewbacca question. Go on.
no, I don't have any
Give a
answers.
shit about what to bring. Carne asada, cooler beer, and a barbecue. Done.
Now you can't think of anything but
Yeah, because
Chewbacca's
that's the
penis.
thing. We always try to keep it simple and light because, like, we want to try to go fast whenever we can. But like now, I've added this tent, but I don't think it's going to hinder that much. But I've thought about an awning,
Yeah, an awning, and then
like
what about
water
refrigerator?
storage.
A refrigerator.
Like, but I mean, the fridge. You're going to bring the cooler anyways, and the fridge probably weighs less than the cooler.
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
20
Not
pound
okay.
bag of
Yeah,
ice.
not when if you take an empty cooler and an empty fridge, the fridge weighs more. But if you take
It's like that
if
weight
you
of the
pack,
compressor
pack the
versus
fridge
ice.
Yeah.
and then you pack the cooler and fill it with ice, the cooler's heavier.
Yeah, I would agree.
All right.
I think my build
Science, Jose.
my build is going more towards that overland equipped than, and Mark's trying to convince us that full size is the way to go. Overland,
But even
equipped-
still,
I've been full size my entire life.
I know a guy with a full size rig, and he has weight. Like, just to me, I'm like, oh my god, dude, that's like a lot of shit.
It's a lot. I mean, it just depends. The more comfortable and convenient you want to make it, the more shit you're.
yeah,
gonna
that's
bring.
what it comes down to is comfort and
convenience,
security. Yeah,
and convenience. So if you want to have dinner on a table and chairs and shit, then you need to bring tables and chairs
Yeah,
and a stove and the fuel for the stove and all the different containers for the food that you're gonna cook and maybe a wok, or
yeah.
it becomes a whole fucking thing.
Oh my god.
Well, can you
Walk?
could you see yourself doing that to like your frontier, right? Like bed rack,
No,
tent,
dude.
drawers,
I don't think so,
cases,
dude. I don't
gas,
think.
but I think that
fridge.
there is a threshold case. I think that there's a certain amount of stuff you can add, and then everything above that is extra.
Well, and then like, wouldn't you suspect that the type of wheeling you do is going to suffer or
for
change?
sure. But I think you have to
Right?
decide
You
that.
have to
going
know
in.
that going into it.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
all
no,
about,
I know, but
it's all about specific needs.
It's two different. We do two different kinds of wheeling. We do Mojave Trail, and that's overlanding, where we pack up every time, and
Yeah.
you are fully loaded every time you're on the move. And then we do what we just did at Hammers, where you drop everything, except if you have a rooftop tent, you got to put that shit back up. Pack it back in. And then you can go off and run. So for me, like Parker and this Hammer trip, I was footloose and fancy free when we actually were wheeling, and that was great. That's what I like. I like making sure that my truck is as nimble as possible, light, and I don't have to worry about what's other than my cooler. I don't have to worry
You
about
don't
what's
worry about
tumbling
what's
around.
in there anyways, because it ends up on the goddamn trail every time. Every time.
Yeah, well, you know what? That's like a Pac-Man scenario. I mean, like if you were following me, you'd probably come up on some stuff, at least beers and toilet paper. And we all need that stuff.
after all the beers, you're going to need the toilet paper.
Yeah, I think that there is a limit case, but I think that limit is different for everybody based on how many people you take wheeling, what kind of wheeling you do.
Is that an accurate description, Pac-Man scenario?
No.
No.
I knew what you meant, but
Okay. Come up with another
We'll
name.
go with it.
Because I'd love to have an awning, and I'd like to put, carry extra gas and like put roto packs.
Yeah,
and
but you also like
traction
to send
boards.
It. You also like
yeah.
to send it.
What's the weight on the awning compared to an Easy Up?
much
The
lighter.
size, it's the size that matters, Matt.
So wait, the awning is, I'm assuming you're saying provides more shade.
No,
And
it's just the
it weighs
packaging.
less?
It's considerably smaller, and it probably weighs less.
Yeah. So, for example,
The amount of space it takes up is less.
The 270-degree
Okay.
Delta wing that Iron Man sells mounts to the top, and it doesn't have any legs or anything. It literally just opens up like this, and it's a 270-degree awning, right? So that's
It's probably like 8 foot long.
at least equivalent to what you get out of an Easy Up with no frame.
Wow.
Limited frame in comparison. So an awning.
That sounds good, but you got to have either a rack.
You got to
or
have something to mount it
yeah.
to, mount it to the side of your cab or whatever.
I got you, Matt. I have an idea for a product that will solve all your problems. You could be my guinea pig.
Just like a million things went through my head.
Matt has a lot of
Matt,
problems.
hey, Matt, you're gonna be my guiney pig.
What are we addressing? What
I'm
problem?
another person's guinea pig.
As soon as Jimmy gives me the okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, he'll rent me out. Don't worry about that.
Shy is saying 40 pounds is what his.
Oh wow, no, that's the
think
the
about it, if
orange
you
room
put an
is
easy
heavier
up-
than 40 pounds.
Yeah.
If you put in, plus if you take that easy up and throw it in the back of your truck, 2 feet of it is hanging out the back of the truck probably.
Mm-hmm. And you got to strap
Yeah.
it down.
Correct or not
and-
correct?
Yeah.
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 How do you know that?
Or the
Shy?
awning, even just an 8-foot awning,
What if
is
I had mounted?
no more than 6 inches in diameter.
What if I had mounted the? If I built a chase rack, mounted the awning instead of like that ran parallel with the truck, perpendicular to the truck, and then it swung out kind of, and so it kind of shaded the bed a little bit, but I didn't, because I don't want to do a full rack all the way back, to encompass the bed.
I'm sure you could.
Hmm.
You could probably put it on a hinge
Or
with
the
a
front,
latch
if
where
it swung
pulls-
out front
yeah.
way. Yeah. Ooh. Now what, Jose?
Nothing.
I
Matt,
don't give a
I
shit.
don't
What you say?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, the XT71 awning is 41 pounds. So the big one, the XTR 143, is 47 pounds. So still less than 50 pounds.
And there's no footing or like
One's,
supports or whatever that come down.
Well, that one.
well,
one
there are
has-
some that have legs that
okay.
come down,
Well,
but they're
that's
packaged
that
with
one.
the awning.
So this one, this rolls out. See how it has no legs. This is if it's windy,
You kind of dead. You got no legs.
But you know what else is great is how it comes down. Is that do you
That's
have
an
to
extra
pay?
piece, I think.
Oh, okay, but that fully creates like a
magic
shaded.
legs.
It's like the magic. Every time, hold on. Every time I see that movie and I know that part's coming up, it's like, here it comes. Here it comes. Magic legs. Like, it is funny. It's just a fucking piece of titanium, dude.
Not even titanium; it's aluminum.
No, he said it's titanium from the space shuttle.
Aluminium?
He said aluminium alloy. It's the stuff they use in the space shuttle, which they
I
were
thought he said
both later on
titanium
in
alloy.
Apollo 13. That's kind of weird, right?
Titanium alloy. Stuff they use on the space shuttle.
Oh goodness.
All right, well, whatever. But it still makes me laugh. And your impression, do it one more time.
Magic legs.
It's fine. Either way, back to that awning. That little extension that comes down. So I mean, it's hard to describe, but the way they had it set up, it like fully shades that whole, encompasses that whole side of the truck. That's pretty trick.
Yeah, it's very cool. But I think my rig's gonna start going that direction because I want more comfort for the girls and more options. I don't want to do the ground tent anymore. So
Once you do that rooftop tent, you'll be like, why the F was I setting up a ground tent for this long?
Yeah, dude, if I get that one that what is it called again? The Swift. Yeah, dude, that has to be a game changer. Like,
all
all right, let's set up camp. You just
boom.
all right.
Yeah.
Boom, done.
So we'll see how that goes. Was that it, Casey, on your list of topics for the Untopic show?
Yeah.
Matt and or Jose, did you have topics for the Untopic show?
Yeah, we covered them already.
Did you? Yeah, Matt.
Yeah, I have a topic. So
Shit.
we know about like
Rusty pools.
we know about
Chewbacca's penis.
Hold on, damn it. We know about Voltron, right? And there's like the 5 lions that form Voltron. Which of the lions forms?
There was also a series where it was a bunch
There's
of the cars.
100 cars.
I hated that one. That was lame.
Nobody
Yeah.
gives a shit about that one. Nobody even knows about that one, but me and you probably. Which one of the lions forms the one with the penis? Is it the one like the black one that has like the head? Right? I'll form the head. I'm sorry. Was that too juvenile? I mean, we're talking about Chewbacca's
you literally
Red
just got us
Rocket, and now.
Just got
Oh,
us
I'm
canceled.
sorry. I crossed the line because I tried to reference Voltron having a crank, and that's inappropriate.
The hell?
Which one of the
What just happened?
is it? A sixth lion that we don't see? Maybe I
Magic
don't know.
lions.
I guess I opened up a can of worms
So,
there. Huh?
You're the best, Jose. Thanks, Holmes, for coming in and rescuing.
So the end of the show will be about 3 minutes ago.
Oh, you don't edit shit. You don't edit shit.
That. He's
And
gonna edit that, dude.
No, he won't.
Yeah, he will.
Frank, who I referenced earlier, he's like, yeah, they don't ever edit anything. That when you say edit that, I'm like, yeah, Frank, it's a bit now. It's just part of the jokes. Nothing's ever been edited ever. So we just go full explicit now. We don't even try not cussing. We just fucking cuss.
That's our best material. Saying edit that.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love the fact that Frank is like, holy shit, Matt told him to edit that and he didn't edit it.
Maybe he thought there was a department or something. Maybe it's inside that closet behind you, Cody. Is the editing
That's a
department?
whole nother
It's
branch.
a whole nother Trail Tracer LLC branch.
Matt, the guys in post
don't
didn't
know.
edit your
If
comment.
you ever listen to
Yeah,
your show,
you guys gotta stop paying them, dude. They're not doing anything.
You got it through the fun police.
Exactly.
Frank, the
Remember how
backstory
hard
there
it was
is
for Jose to get the F word through the fun police before?
The backstory there, Frank, is that there was a period of time when I would edit everything, every cuss word,
And we
everything,
would try to sneak it
and it
through.
would take hours of listening to shit because I knew Jose was going to sneak one in at some point. Even people in the chat room were trying to get him to say it, so I finally gave up, and now it all flies. Whatever comes out of these assholes' mouth is what ends up on the tape.
Asshole's mouth.
So is that an asshole
Yeah,
and then a
yeah.
mouth? Or just is
All
the
right,
asshole
everybody,
the
thank
mouth?
you so much for joining us tonight. I'm pretty sure
Good night.
we've expended all of our time. Mark said that some intern is
What
getting
about the
fucking-
Power Rangers? That's a good point, Mark. Like, didn't the Power Rangers form like a giant robot?
never
as well?
watched the Power
They
Rangers.
fought giant robots
I
or
never-
monsters.
Yeah.
They fought monsters.
I never watched the Power Rangers. It was a little bit.
No, that
it
was past our time. Yeah.
it was
Oh, I
Casey- it was
watched it.
Casey's time.
And
Yeah,
it was retarded.
it was Casey's time. He's 8 years younger.
No, this is more my time, dude.
No, it was definitely my time,
Yeah.
dude.
Casey's like, I watched it.
You were watching reruns.
Yeah.
What about
Hey, the White Ranger taught karate at the karate place down the street from my house.
Really?
Yeah. Right there where the Sizzler's at. You know where the Sizzler's at on Mountain, right below the 60?
Hard Times for the White Ranger? That
Teaching-
fucker was teaching karate in
Why the
Ontario. It wasn't even the Sizzler. It was probably Sizzlin. Like, it wasn't even a real Sizzler.
No,
Hey,
there was
that's
a
off
real.
of 4th and Vineyard.
There
How
was a
dare
real
you.
Sizzler by our house growing up. We ate
Right,
there
and
often
then
as
there-
a family.
There was a karate. We used to go in there and buy Ninja Stars and throw them at Dad's fence.
I'm sure he was happy about
I
that.
remember that.
Can you imagine selling ninja weapons to kids?
Oh, yeah.
The
They're
South
like
Park
$2.
episodes. Do you remember that South Park episode
do I
where
remember.
Butters gets the ninja star in his eye and they make him go to the vet?
Professor Chaos? Yeah,
Yes.
of course I know that episode.
Oh, that's one of the best.
It is one of the best.
Chopping
Chopping up broomsticks.
Yeah.
And then just putting chains between the handles and some nunchucks.
So, I think this show has gone off the rails far enough.
If you say so, I'll go further.
I
off
know
the
you will.
rails.
That's why I'm trying to stop it.
We could dive
I'll
deeper
pop-
into my
I'll pop
second
another
topic if you
beer
want.
right now. We can go another hour and a half.
We're not done with Chewbacca yet.
I got him. We hardly got into Chewbacca.
Nobody's getting into Chewbacca without Han Solo's approval.
I think
I'll allow
Chewbacca can do whatever he wants to do. I don't think
He's
Han
his own
Solo-
Wookiee.
Yeah. And I think Han would
If
be okay
anything.
with him going out there and finding other.
All right, everybody, thank you so much for listening. I'm going to try to cut Matt off before the next Space
This
Dust.
Space Dust was on
I
point,
know.
huh?
I think he's trying to get his frustrations out from the drive over.
Oh no, I got him out on the drive. There's video to prove it.
To prove it. The keep an eye out for those of you that are part of the Patreon team. We will be making some announcements on some of these overnight runs and some other stuff we're doing. We're going to get back on track with that. And for the next expedition, I'm going to say
Sizzling.
The one in Upland is not Sizzler. It's Sizzling.
I'm going to say
it is not a Sizzler no more.
I'm going to say end of April, beginning
And maybe
of May.
it's better. You know,
It's
maybe
not.
thank God Sizzler was not that great, dude.
It was
Sizzler-
expensive, dude.
Oh no,
It was
like-
cheap. It was
yeah,
cheap.
it was
we,
not-
we go to
it
the
was not
Sizzler
cheap.
up here all the
It
time.
was shit, but it was
it's like
cheap.
$15. You get a steak, salad bar, like the whole 9 yards.
You say steak. You
right,
got
it was a
something
piece
that
of
was
meat.
shaped
It was
like
a
a
piece of
steak.
meat that was
Yeah.
grilled. Right, they cut it. They cut it to look
I mean,
like
it was meat. You just don't know what animal it was from.
Yeah.
It was shaped steakish. Anyways, we'll have some more details hopefully in the next week or two on the upcoming trips and some of the other stuff we're working on. Other than that, thank you guys so much for participating in the chat room and hanging out with us tonight. We appreciate it, and you guys have a great week. We'll talk to you next time.
Good night.
Adam, thanks for the science.